What's up, y'all? Hey, I'm back. It's KL Cool with cool news.
It's Britney, bitch.
Well, Miss Britters. Well, everyone's up in arms and angry over Britney's support to Wade Robson, her ex-boyfriend, the guy that made Neverland, that was touched up by MJ. Well, just a side note before I start talking about this, I actually went to the same talent school as him in Brisbane. It was called Johnny Young Talent School, and he was a little darling. He's a few years younger than me. But anyways, that was just a little fun fact for you all. And by the way, I have no intel except that he was a cute little boy. He was shy, and that's about it. But I never made it famous. Michael never took me to Neverland. Meh. Let's keep moving. She's actually said, in regards to his podcast, that she understands trauma and trauma, that she was made to go to doctors against her will, blah, blah, blah. It's good to face your past, but then she says she's got so much locked away trauma that she can't remember stuff. Anyway, she just waffles on like she usually does. But the thing I found quite interesting in this article is she's like, I've realized I effing hate alcohol. And I'm sorry to let the news peeps down, but I don't take drugs. I pity the fool that anyone believes that. I really, really do. Because I think we've seen someone who's highly escalated, elevated, all of those things, spinning in circles for 2 years. I mean, Britters, if you're not taking something, then you're basically telling us that you are, nobody's home? No, nobody's home. Absolutely nobody. That's okay. Just be honest. If no one's home, we'll understand. I'm sure most of you Britters people know that Wade was the person that she had the affair with on JT, Justin Timberlake, old trouser snake. Anyway, that's who she had the affair with, a cute little Aussie. She's only human, isn't she? Everyone loves a bloody Aussie. So let's keep moving. So he's come out still saying how he was touched by Michael, and I don't believe any of us can truly judge this because we weren't there. So let's just put it down to that. But apparently she said after watching the podcast, she's going to cry for the rest of her life? Wow, that's dark, Britters. Get back to your bloody, lounge room, foyer of your house and start spinning in circles. You'll forget about it in no time, my darling. So she puts up another one of her fabulously famous Insta posts, but this one, like I've seen in other ones, has a blue ring octopus circle on it. I'm not too sure what it means, but a lot of people talk it's AI. A lot of people talk about it's centering, making sure she's in the center of the picture. But to be quite honest, I don't know what it is. There it is, blue ring octopus. Anyways, the mystery, the plot thickens daily with Britney, doesn't it, my friends? So the next part we're going to talk about is, she's posted her favorite thing, don't you? You guys know what I'm going to put up. She's been rolling around in the water again like a seal. You feel me? You dig? She's like, check out my butt. I've had to blur it, obviously, because YouTube does not like naked Britney, whereas the world loves naked Britney on Instagram. I'm just saying. So once again, Britters at the beach, naked, impersonating a seal, of all things. But anyway, a lot of people will be saying, no, Diddy made her do that. Let's blame Diddy for everything from now on. Let's do that. Make things so much easier. You go, girl. You're completely lucid. You're all good. At the end of the day, it's all good in the hood. Hey, Britters. But she's now come out saying that she's got terrible nerve damage and she wants to forgive her parents. Interesting. But we all know. All you have to do is Google lithium 13 years, side effects. Let's have a look at a few. Why don't we? So the side effects of taking it for that many years generally is nerve damage. Dun, dun, dun. So it's a lot of people over the years have always said, why does she wear wristbands that look like like sweatbands that tennis players use. You can see one here right on her hand. And apparently, I looked into it, and apparently you can get weighted wristbands to help with hand tremors. Interesting. So she often says that she has numbness, tingling, pins and needles in her arms and feet. So it is something that it's there for life now. It's going to be hard to turn around. So we don't see her hands tremor that much, I must admit, but those wristbands look exactly like the weighted wristbands that people can use who've got hand tremors. I'm just putting the info out there. I ain't no doctor with a degree, but I know what's up, y'all. And many people, family, friends, everybody in the world is calling for a second conservatorship. And I don't believe that's a good idea. I just believe she needs some good people around her that actually care. Because it feels like she's got a lot of yes people. And considering her boyfriend, Paul Scalise, he a bad man. He a very bad man. He a drug dealer, all the rest of it, blah, 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 blah. So, Dr. Drew, who most people hate in regards to talking about Britney's conservatorship, he has said that it is exceptionally difficult to get someone in a conservatorship these days. Let's have a listen.
Conservatorships in California are almost impossible to come by. They're very difficult to get. As you mentioned, Harvey, another conservatorship seems almost, I don't see how that could possibly happen. And they've gotten more and more and more difficult to come by as time has gone on since her original conservatorship. So here's what we know. She was hospitalized for 2 weeks at Cedars back in her original presentation. That is against her will. That is a status held for the most severely ill psychiatric patients. Then she went from that to conservatorship. The conservatorship worked beautifully. I was saying at the time that they kept her alive. She would not have survived given the condition she was in. And then she wanted to try off. I also supported that. I mean, look, she wants to try off conservatorship. Fine. It's not going to go well. There's going to be decompensations. It's a nature of her illness. And here we are. The problem with bipolar disorder is, amongst many things, is people lose insight. It's called anosognosia. It's actually a biological block in the insight to what's happening to them, A. And then B, if you throw substances into it, that is just lighting it on fire. Bipolar is kind of, you can think of it like a seizure disorder. It's the brain goes in these cycles that are biological, and people aren't aware they're happening. When it happens to them, it causes strange behavior, strange thoughts, and the public is not used to seeing this. They're going to see more as time goes on.
Is there anything that people around Britney could say or do that would make that apparent to her?
No, unfortunately, because there's often paranoia and agitation, and if there's drug addiction or drug abuse in there mixed with it, they certainly don't want to stop that. They don't want to hear about that.
You're painting a very realistic but bleak picture. What can be done in this case?
Again, let's remind ourselves that with severe mental illness, particularly when you throw substances in, people end up on the streets. And on the streets of Los Angeles, they're dying at the rate of 8 a day. That's what's happening on our streets. Just because Britney is a celebrity with resources does not exempt her from that natural history. That's how things go. So unless she makes some sort of claim that she's going to hurt herself or hurt someone else or loses her ability to take care of herself, she's severely, gravely disabled, no one can really do anything. It's the horrible thing. You can try to do an intervention, maybe bring a group of people, a show of force. Sometimes is helpful, and then urge her then to get further care. But you've heard her, I think we've all heard her talk about, she was in a long-term dual diagnosis program, did beautifully, now claims that was a program that was abusive to her and was holding her prisoner, which was nonsense.
So there you go. He said that the conservatorship did help her, and it's nonsense that she says it didn't. I mean, she bloody worked hard for 13 years when she was under it. So something was working, wasn't it? As soon as she was let out of it and stopped taking all medications, seeing doctors, all the rest of that, and indulging in substances, we have seen a very different Britney. Wouldn't you say? Yes, queens? Wouldn't you? And I'm not a Britney hater. I am a Britney researcher. If you feel me, if you dig. But yeah, I mean, we've seen her riding horses. We've seen her dancing every single day of her goddamn life. So the nerve damage is not keeping her down in Funky Town. So what the hell is she talking about? I mean, look at her. She's dancing. She's doing Sheen try-ons. She's having bloody full-blown fights in hotels and having to get thrown out. She isn't incapacitated, and I think we all know that. See this one here she's got the gloves on? They're the things I'm talking about. You can get weighted gloves and wristbands. Please go look into it. I'm not making this shit up, mate. But yeah, lithium's a pretty shitty drug. It's an old drug, but she needs to be on something other than flakka or meth. I mean, I'm just putting it out there to the doctors. We need to put this lady on something that's a little bit more, what's the word? User-friendly? Yeah, that's it. Because lithium is one bad shit, mate. And she definitely got the damage, because for that long, wow, doctors, I'm looking at you. So anyways, Britters, you're still just living the dream every day, talking out your meow. And yeah, what are we going to do? She still loves Wade. Maybe she wants to get back with Wade. Who bloody knows? But she has said she wants to forgive her parents. For what? They have done a lot. But anyway, I believe it's all just, BS. Not bullshit Britney Spears talk. That's what I'm talking. BS, it goes both ways. Britney Spears talk and bullshit talk. You feel me? You dig. Love you guys. Appreciate all of your kind words and love. See you again real soon. Cheers, bowlers.
Feel so real, how it feel, how it feel, and that feels so real, how it feel, how it feel, feel so real, how it feel, how it feel, how it feel.